Hello. Okay, Moby Dick. I'm going to make this video is specifically concentrating on the live renditions of Moby Dick from in and about 1970 onward. And diehard Zeppelin fans like myself know that there's kind of a groove pattern that Bonham would play coming out of you know, the vamp, right? Going to that cool part. Okay, so check it out. I'm going to concentrate on that very specifically. And I will say, one, that it's not as complicated as it seems, like all Bonham stuff, and all really good stuff in the world. You find out it's not really that complicated, it's just clever. Anyway, so check this out. So, Moby Dick, the live versions, okay? I'm going to try to do as little yapping, at least on the front end, as possible. But there'll be more yapping as it goes on. So, check it out. In Moby Dick Live, I'm going to put these babies on because my hearing isn't the best anymore. Okay, Moby Dick Live. What happens is, right, you have the That's the part I'm talking about, okay? And all the diehards know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have the snares off because I'm trying to not overload the microphone as much, okay? So what happens is in that part of Moby Dick, and of course, I mean, this is all, a lot of this people are like, all right, buddy, I know what you're talking about. You know, I know that, but I got to go over it. So the hi-hat's going. Playing what I'll call eighth notes, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually counted though, because it isn't 4, 4, but actually counted as a groupings of 3 and 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? So we're building it, we're going along here. Your right hand will play as this on those eighth notes just as your left hand, or left foot. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, okay? So, your left hand is going to fill in the blanks. So you're doing 16 notes. Right hand hitting at the same time as the left foot. And your left hand filling in the spaces as 16th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, I'm sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and... Okay? So, what we do then is, for now, we'll make it the basic paradigm or archetype or model or framework or the main thing he does, you can call it simplified. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? That's where we'll call that the main archetype or the main thing. Okay? So, then what you do, just as your left foot and right hand are playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay, your right foot is going to hit at the same time as your left hand on those 16th notes, okay? So it'll go... One and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and... Okay? So, that's what you have going on. We'll call that a basic archetype or paradigm. That's kind of the basic. We'll call that the chassis to which the SUV is built upon. Okay? So, but now what Bonham does generally in that part, building from there, he'll also accent it differently. He'll throw in different accents, okay? So instead of he also likes to do, which is a general pattern, you know, drummers play anyway, but one and a two and three and a one and a two and a three, okay? So it's like a triplet. Even though it's still 4/4, counted 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, you're dotting the eighth notes one and a two and a three and what and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, okay? But it behaves like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1. I mean, it's, and a quick aside, a quick digression, you knew you were going to get them. That's something that, I have allergies. I don't want to hear any more post-coke sniffles, mate stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, although I do suck down the coffee like it's going out of stuff. And I'm a spaz anyway. All right, so. Accents. So you have which leads me to what I was just talking about. Bonham used to love, as do a lot of drummers. When I say Bonham, I'm not talking about him like Bonham, even though I am, but he would kind of intersperse feels of a swung feel over a straight 4/4 and vice versa, right? As a lot of drummers did, but Bonham, it was one of his favorite things to do. So in a straight 4/4, like, okay? Or the opposite, like Since I've Been Loving You. Okay? And again, even though when I'm playing those in the 6/8 or in the triplet count, even though I am playing it in 6/8, the effect of the 1 and 2 and gives it a 4/4-y feel. Okay, so he'd like to sort of throw those over each other, and that's what you have here in Moby Dick. Okay, so in different spots under different guises. So namely what we're talking about specifically is you have the he's playing that 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and, but he's accenting the 1s and the and of 2 to give it, but it ends up giving it kind of a triplet feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1, okay? You got it? But it gives it the effect of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. But there's more. Okay, so then, that's with that accent pattern, but then he mixes it up a little. So he doesn't just go, and he just doesn't go, he also mixes it up a little, so like, okay, and he does a bunch of combinations thereof. But those are kind of the basic 3 sort of general things he does. And even the first one, he doesn't even necessarily play exactly as. But that is a good mindset to get in when you're going to do this cool part of Moby Dick. But keeping in mind, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and again, this last one. first part of it is the same as the 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, but then what you're doing is you're going, you're kind of, right off the top of my head, I don't know what the count is with your right hand. I think it's the, I don't know, I think it's the 2 of the next grouping. Anyway, just check it out. Move now. Okay? I mean, I don't want to go through it now. You know what I'm talking about. We're all drummers here. We're all friends. We know what we're talking about. At least some of you do. I might. Anyway, all right. So seriously, what happens here is then what happens, based on that general paradigm of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then doubled, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and, okay? And then those three basic patterns I showed you. From there, Bonham was a big proponent of what he'd do sometimes is he would just double with his right hand. A lot of the times you think he's doubling with both, which he is. I mean, it's not that he never did that. I mean, and he did it great. You know, what Bonham did is sticking. His right hand was often in a German position. His left hand was often in a French position. And you'll notice when he would play the snare drum, the left hand would kind of be almost straight down by his groin. But he would do these doubles and singles with his left hand. It was amazing. Look at the footage. Anyway, to be spot on with what we're talking about, what he would do sometimes would be this. He would just double the right hand. Okay? And then, of course, later on, he'd also, especially when stuff would slow down, he'd definitely double both. Look. Which is paradiddle-diddly, which is right, left, 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 or inverted, which is right, left, right, left, right. So, but oftentimes, especially at the front end of this part, he's just doubling with his right hand. And what gives it its cool flavor is the fact that what he then does, even though, so we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 n, which is, what he starts to do is we'll swing that. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 n, he starts to go, think of 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2, okay? Whereas the bass drum then goes from being 1, the and of 1, and subsequent 1, 2, 3, to the of 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and So 1 and 2 and 3 and instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and, okay? Now that is, again, something where Bonham kind of putting a triplety feel over something straight. And in this case, it actually really is. It's not kind of an appearance of a triplety thing. It kind of goes, those doubles with his right hand, I think, then come out to be what would be, if you're playing 16th notes, 1 and 2 and, well, in this case, even though I'm counting it like eighths, typically eighths are usually counted 1 and 2 and 16ths are usually 1 and a 2 and a 3. In this case, we're counting again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, as eighth notes. So the left hand will be 16ths, okay? But when he does those doubles, those doubles, from where I'm sitting, would be 16th note triplets. And they actually are triplets. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Well, forget about 4, but you know what I'm saying. Okay? So they do tripletify. But then again, in the whole context, it already kind of has shifted from 1 and 2 and 3 and to 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, okay? Do you know what I'm saying? It will become much more clear as I babble on and play. So, here's an exaggeration. Oh, sorry. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily a full-out switch. It's subtle. It's clever, but it's easy to do if you kind of work on it. But it's neat, and it gives it kind of that little toss around. You know what? Only that a swung triplet-y thing will give it. So. All of those are just doubles with my right hand. I'm not doubling with my left at all, okay? Again, I'm not saying Bonham never did, and as the part goes on, he did in spots. But I think the coolest part, especially on the front end, is just the right hand. And Bonham did that a lot, okay? Not that he couldn't do it with his left, he sure could. But what happens is, the money shot, there's always a money shot, ka-ching, is when you do that, because the bass drum is on the uhs then every time, you get this effect. So, the so if I play, let's say the main pattern, I will throw the double in the count. It'll be 1, 2, and on the 3 will be the triplet-y 1 and then the bass drum will be into the accent on the 1. So 1 and so as it's swung, we'll kind of 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Did you see that? Do you know what I mean? So, when you're doing the 16ths, do you know what I'm saying? So it's simple, but it's effective, and that's what Bonham's playing there. So again, your left foot is playing with the same as your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Your left hand is filling in the blanks. In a strict way, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and, except eventually it gets swung. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a, okay? With then the hi-hat will always stay in the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But the bass drum then shifts to the 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and, okay? So it swings. So, okay? So then you'll go. So let me just do the basic paradigm without any doubles with my right hand. Sorry, the ultra bass. You can just practice that, okay? Remember, it's... But bring everything in. And then the second paradigm. Which he does a lot of. Okay? Alrighty? So then what we'll do is we'll bring in the doubles with the right. I was throwing a couple extra doubles in with the right there, but bear with me. Anyway, the point being is that you're just doing doubles with the right, but it's 1 and, like in a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1. So the cool part that occurs that always sounds so cool is the 1 and okay, or something. So the pattern being that 1 and, or whatever number, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, of the 1 and the 1 and is the hand, and the bass drum, the is the bass drum. Do you know what I'm saying? All the while keeping those 8th notes with your left foot, okay? So, remember, I mean, obviously I'm not John Bonham. So, I mean, the guy, how many shows did he play where he did this? So his was smooth as smooth can be. You know what I mean? I'm a 43-year-old plump Irish guy from the suburbs of Chicago. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do my best. This video was brought to you by Terry Keating's Greatest Hits. If you can, buy one of these babies. I got 1,000 of them I need to sell. If not, don't sweat it. People, you know, I mean, if there is something you're going to pay me for it, get one of these guys on eBay or on Amazon. Well, don't get it on Amazon, because I'm having a problem with the thing. Get it on CD Baby or on eBay. Well, I'm not, you know. God, I love the Amazon folks. Anyway, but so that's it. So I'm going to do a couple quick facts and figures on Moby Dick. Did you know that the studio version of Moby Dick off Led Zeppelin 2, you can find this on YouTube now. YouTube is such a great invention. They actually went and recorded the intro and the outro, and then Bonham just played the drums for, I don't know how many reels of tape they took, and then they cut and spliced in and made a solo out of it. And it's not, I mean, that's how you make records, you know. Of course, in the end, the solo probably was nearly as good as Bonham could have done, but that, I think, was probably the fastest way. They thought, screw it, you know, Bonham go in there and, you know, fill 2 reels of tape, you know, 30 minutes, and we'll splice it together. But if you listen, you can hear they start the song off, which, by the way, the front note's cut off, so it makes it sound like, when you cut the front note off, it'll go, watch. So the front note doesn't play. That's why it kind of sounds like, it doesn't sound the same. But cut the front note off. That's where it happens there. Anyway, so what they do is, they do all that stuff. And then you can hear 1, 2, 3, and then they go back into the ba da 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 da. I mean, I stick that wrong, but you know what I'm saying. So they actually just played that, and then that. Okay, we got that, and then they surgically inserted the solo, which is cool. Check it out on YouTube. Anyway, that's my master. When I say master, I don't mean that I'm the master. I just mean that it really encompasses all the cool stuff off the live version. So I hope you enjoy it. And thanks for watching my videos. Don't forget about my Terry Keating's Greatest Hits. I gotta put that plug in there, or I'm sleeping on the street tonight. But keep an eye out for more videos. I got a bunch more coming. I'm gonna do some stuff, a lot of stuff from In Through the Outdoor, which you hear anyway on there, but I'll explain it more. But thanks for watching my videos.